tell you about a film called Fair Play. It's in limited release in theaters and it will be coming to Netflix next month. It is the story of a young couple in love. They are so freaking in love. They introduce the characters of Emily, played by Phoebe Dynevor, and Aiden Einreich, of course, Han Solo, young Han Solo, plays a character, Alden Einreich plays Luke. Phoebe Dynevor plays Emily. They're a young couple in love. They're so freaking in love. They go to the bathroom during a wedding and have sex, but she happens to be on her period, but that doesn't stop them. It looks like a murder scene. Well, that's a little bit of a taste of what might be coming. They both work at a prestigious stock exchange firm. They're a management fund. They're a hedge fund managing a lot of people's money. And Emily and Luke are assistants to a buyer. So the way it works is they're doing all the data research and they're saying, well, you might want to make a play on this stock. This company's looking good. This company's in the middle of a lawsuit. You might not want to invest in this one, but both of them are at the same level at their profession, which is researcher for a hedge fund. In a surprise twist, Luke thinks he's up for a big promotion to finally move up to the level of someone who actually buys the stocks, a manager, a fund manager. And instead, Emily gets the fund manager position. And this completely changes the power dynamic in their relationship. Emily is now hanging out with the boys. One of them, a character named Paul, played by Rich Summer, you've recognized in a bunch of different things. It gets dark. She's going out to strip clubs with the guys. She's smoking cigars. She's kind of becoming like this sort of toxic male at this level. Whereas Luke is they're engaged to be married, and just wants to plan the wedding but you see the power dynamic has shifted between them. She's making more money than he is, and he's still working hard and didn't get the job he deserved. The whole tone of the film in the middle turns into this bizarre suspense thriller where they're basically one-upping each other over the power dynamic in their relationship. A lot of it involving sex. And I will say this, the director is a woman. Her name is Chloe Domont. This is her first movie. And I have to say, I really enjoyed it. It's a really good thriller. She leans way into the sex, the sexual politics between the two characters, where they're hot and heavy for each other. But when the dynamic changes, when she then is in this power position where she's making more money, shows how that is toxic to their relationship. I really enjoyed it in terms of just it's a suspense drama that could be I don't know, could be compared to some other films. I don't want to name because I don't want to spoil it, but I really enjoyed this thriller. Didn't expect to like it as much as I did. It also sort of shows you how the high pressure of this hedge fund management world. It's, it's basically I'll just say this, a bunch of assholes work in this world. But the fact that it kind of pivots into this sort of where both of them are assholes to each other. You could easily look at this and say, well, Luke becomes the asshole there, but like Emily becomes a complete asshole as she's elevated in this position. What I feel like the film is trying to say is it doesn't matter male or female. You get into a position of power. Power is ultimately corrupting, whether you're male or female, because the expectation is, well, Emily is in this position. Well, she's going to be sweet and light and nice. Hell no. She becomes just as much of a prick as the men. I'm not saying it justifies Luke's behavior, but you see both of them turn into complete assholes. And the second half of the film goes a little off the rails to me into things that happen between the characters that I'm not sure I completely buy. But is it worth seeing this? I mean, I saw this movie actually at a screening, and it is in theaters in limited release right now. But it's well worth catching on Netflix. I'll say, I don't know if you're going to rush to the theater to see this, but on Netflix, it's a solid Netflix drama that goes in places. And the sex, I'm really impressed that the movie, because there are very few films that deal with sex in an adult way. You don't see movies like that anymore. Sex is like, Alan saying a boob, just one boob. Where's that clip, Alan? We have to play it now. We have to play that clip.
Well, did you label it right?
I did label it correctly. Look, when Alan and I get in conflicts, it's not, we just, whatever. I love doing this show with Alan. But fair play, I recommend it's a really good streaming movie. Let's say that. In theaters, I wouldn't necessarily rush to the theaters, but the fact that this is a first-time film from a first-time woman director, I thought was fantastic. And the fact that the sex is played in such an adult way, you don't see a lot of movies that deal with sex in an adult way. I would like the movie Last Tango in Paris, whatever you think of it. There's by Bernardo Bertolucci from the early 70s with Marlon Brando. I don't want to divert into a discussion like that, but the sex is very graphic. The sex in this movie is pretty graphic. Not pornographic, but it's graphic in a sense. And you see how their relationship is affected because they're coworkers who have kept their relationship a secret for certain reasons. They've kept their relationship a secret, but the workplace tension. I mean, I love that they're just these scenes that draw out where you can just feel the tension in the room where they are both harboring a secret, and it contributes to the destruction of the relationship. Recommend to see this on streaming. Can't necessarily recommend rushing to the theater, but a worthwhile film to see on Netflix.
Well, you had me at bathroom period sex. So,
well, we're not going to review the movie Periodical, Alan.